It's amazing how this idea of a godly foundation just keeps recurring over and over in the Bible. So last time we talked about digging your roots down deep like a tree and getting that solid foundation like a tree does with its roots. And we also talked about what Jesus said in Matthew 7 about laying the godly foundation and building your house, your spiritual life on a godly foundation. And we can talk about it more with Peter, but today I also want to talk about just how Paul talks about this in 1 Corinthians. I'm going to read you the scripture and I think it'll start making sense. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 10. Paul says, "By the grace God has given me, I lay a foundation as a wise builder." Now notice that's what we should all be doing, laying a foundation as a wise builder. And someone else is building on it. This is very, very interesting. So get it again. Paul says, I'm laying a foundation as a wise builder, and someone else is coming along and building on it. So I want us to think of our godly foundation in part 2 here as the foundation that we're laying that people behind us are going to come and build upon. And what we're doing today matters for the kingdom of God. It matters for our families, what we're building on today. So perhaps in your life, or you've maybe spent years where you haven't built on a godly foundation. This crisis has let you see how weak your foundation really is. I want you to realize that today, tomorrow, whenever you start building back on Jesus Christ, when you start building on that solid foundation of Jesus Christ, it not only changes your life, but it has the potential to change other people's lives down the road. Because I promise you, your foundation is not the last one. You're not the last person who will build on your foundation. Your kids will build upon that foundation. Your grandkids will build upon that foundation. When you're dead and you're gone and you're looking down from heaven, hopefully, you will see that great-grandchildren, generations to come, may still be building on the foundation that you laid. I want you to know, we talked about the tree, and I'm going to illustrate this one more way with the tree, because we think about families with family trees, and making a decision for Christ can change the whole way that your family tree begins to grow. It can mean more prosperity. It can mean greater things as you move forward. Who knows? Because of this crisis, this coronavirus crisis, you and I getting our lives straight, getting everything in order, like that old saying, our ducks in a row, getting the foundation right, getting our roots down right. You know, we may be the grandparents or the great-grandparents, some of us the parents to the next Billy Graham. We may not be the ones to go out and tell the whole story to the world, but you know what? We may be the ones who lay the foundation for that person. You know, Billy Graham had to have a mom and a dad. Charles Stanley had a mom that sat down by his bedside with him and prayed every night. Never underestimate what you do today, what it's going to have and what effect it's going to have. Because as Paul says in this passage, I'm laying a foundation, but other people are building upon that foundation. Now you can think about that in the negative too. If you're building on a poor foundation, if you're building a foundation of drugs, alcohol, if you're building a foundation of anything, just money, then your kids, your grandkids will most likely build on that foundation as well. And when crises come in their lives, they'll be just as weak. So I'm going to encourage you, correct your foundation, get it solidified, get Jesus back as your rock, your cornerstone in that foundation, and watch how God begins to bless you, not just you, but generation after generation after generation.